Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at the basis of quadratic expression or equation. So where we're going to be looking at expansion of factors, the difference between quadratic expression and quadratic equation, and the question of terms. We're not doing much today, and everything we do you're going to understand 100% guaranteed. Hello there and welcome. Alright, before we continue the class, I would love to give a shout out to all lovely audience and my dear viewers for your love, your support towards the channel. Thanks for your engagement, thanks for your comment, thanks for your like, and you can still do more. Alright, and if you're new to this channel, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you would love to have an update of anything we have here, please do hit the notification bell. You will certainly be notified any new thing that has been updated. So one more time, thank you so much for being part of the channel. Okay, now today as we move on, like I said, we're going to be looking at expansion of factors and coefficient of terms in quadratic equation. So without wasting much of our time, let's expand these following examples. How do we expand? We expand by simplifying or removal of brackets. So looking at example A, I want to expand this. So the same thing as simplifying the brackets. Example B as well, want to expand this or remove the bracket. And example C, that is x plus 4 all squared. Okay, so how do we go about that? It's simple, and everything is going to be done in this page. They're simple, but they are key. Please take note of them. Alright, so I want to simplify x into bracket x plus 2. So the simple interpretation of this is you want to multiply this red x by everything you have in the brackets. That's a simple interpretation. We want to multiply the red x outside the brackets by everything you have in the bracket. So how do we go about that? You link x, the two x together. So that's going to be x multiplied by x. So that gives the x squared that you have in yellow. You also link the x and 2, the x outside and the 2 inside. Okay, so that's going to be x multiplied by 2, that's going to be plus 2x. And that is the answer. It's as simple as that. I tell you, it's as simple as that. But it's key. Make sure you understand it. Now, B. We want to simplify x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. Now, this type of example is called conjugates. Why? The x you have here is the x you have here. The 3 you have here is the 3 you have here. The difference is in the sign. You have negative here and you have positive here. So any type of question like this, where you have this type of arrangement, it's called conjugate. So the one in red is the conjugate of the one in blue, or vice versa. Now, how do we do this? So let's move on. You bring out the red x. The first term here, you bring it out, which is x, and you write out everything in the blue. Okay, so that is x plus 3. Now, again, you write out your minus 3, bring it out, and you write out everything in the blue brackets. If you have been following our lecture on SOLD, you understand what we're doing. So, please make sure you get it. You bring out this x here, and you write out x plus 3 in the blue. Now, you bring out the minus 3 here, the second term in this bracket, which is minus 3. Then you write everything in the bracket. Okay, now with that done, you're going to be connecting x and x together, the x outside and the x inside, and that is going to be giving you x squared. Now, the x outside and the 3 inside, that's going to be x multiplied by 3, and that's 3x. Hope that is understood. Now, coming here, we're done with the first bracket. Coming to the second bracket, linking minus 3 and x. Yeah, that's going to be giving me minus 3x, just like I have it here, and linking minus 3 and plus 3. So multiplying minus 3 and plus 3. The first thing we address there is the signs. So here is minus, here is negative and positive. So the first thing we do is we simplify the negative and positive sign, and that's going to be giving me negative. It's going to be negative itself. Then 3 multiplied by 3, that's 9. So with this done, let's continue. Here I'm having x squared in green plus 3x and minus 3x. They are of the same term, so I can get their sum. Now x squared is not in the same term with 3x and minus 3x. It's not the same term with them. And this is 9. 9 has no term. 9 is just an ordinary figure on its own. So the only like terms I'm having here are plus 3x and minus 3x. So those are the ones I can add up. Now, if I should simplify plus 3x and minus 3x, what do you think that will be? Anyone? It's going to be 0. Okay? So it's going to be 0. Now, with this yellow line, you can see it as they've been cancelled. Plus 3x and minus 3x. It's cancelled. Now, I'm left with minus 9. Take note of this type of question. Okay? C. What do we want to do? We want to simplify x plus 4 all squared. X plus 4 all squared simply means x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 4. So, I bring out the x in blue, then write out everything in red. That's the format. With that done, write out the plus 4 in blue, then write out still everything in red. That's it. So, you connect the two x here, so that's giving me x squared. Now, you connect x and plus 4, that's going to be plus 4x. Come here again, plus 4 multiplied by x, that's going to be another plus 4x. Now, plus 4 multiplied by plus 4, that's going to be plus 16. Cleared? Now, with that done, I'm having plus 4 and plus 4. Positive 4x and positive 4x. And what is that going to give me? They're going to give me 0? No. They're not going to give me 0. They have the same sign. So, both are going to be giving me positive 8x. Okay? And I have it there. Then I'm left with what? Plus 16. I hope it's not confusing. Now, remember here is positive 3x and negative 3x. They sum up to 0. Now, here is positive 4x and positive 4x. So you're having positive 8x. Alright. We'll move on to coefficient of terms. As we progress, let's look at the general form of quadratic equation or quadratic expression. So what's the difference? I think there is just one major difference. When you talk of expression, expression is without equality sign, while equation is with equality sign. Okay? Now, I write this one here without equality sign. The one here on this right hand side is with equality sign. So the equality sign makes everything here an equation, but here it's just an ordinary expression. It's without equality sign. So that is what makes the difference. So here is quadratic expression and here is quadratic equation. Alright, let's move on as we have it here and here. A is always the coefficient of our variable raised to the power of 2. Don't worry, you understand that. Don't worry. So A is always the coefficient of our variable raised to the power of 2. That is, our variable raised to the power of 2 is s squared. So now we want to get A. A is then the coefficient of our s squared. Examples, you can have it as s squared. The coefficient of s squared here is 1. Okay? So here is 3s squared. The coefficient of s squared, that is the number multiplying s squared, is 3. So the same thing here, the number or the value multiplying s squared is minus 5. So here our A is 1, here of course invisible 1, here our A is 3, and here our A is minus 5. I believe that is clear. Now B is the coefficient of our variable, like here, the value multiplying x, just as we have it in the 2. The value multiplying x is B, and that's the coefficient of x. Okay, so how can we have it? You can have it as minus x. So what do you think is the coefficient of x here? The coefficient of x here is a number multiplying x. Okay, it's not x itself, it's the number multiplying x. And the number multiplying x here is minus 1, not 0. Okay? Just like we have it here, the number multiplying x squared is 1, not 0. Okay, now coming here, the number multiplying x here, that is coefficient of x, is plus 9. And here, the number multiplying x is minus 6. And they are all representing B, depending on how the feature in any question. Okay, now the last one is C. Our C is a constant. Okay, so C is always a constant. So what are other ways we can express quadratic equation or quadratic expression? What are other ways of expressing it? So you can also have it, apart from this AS squared plus BS plus C, you can also have it as AS squared plus BS. And our A still remains A. And you can also have it as AS squared plus C. Remember, AS squared is always common. AS squared is always common. But at times B might be absent and at times C might be absent. So like this second one, our C is absent. So our C is equal to 0. And here our B is absent, or our B is equal to 0. Okay? So here C is not expressed and here B is not expressed. So let's see examples where we can have C to be 0. So you can have C to be 0 in x squared plus 7x. So here there is no C, nothing like C. There is no constant standing alone. And here you can have 5y squared plus 7y. So here we only have AL squared plus BX. Here our A is 1, the principal one multiplying x squared. Here our B is plus 7. That is the number multiplying x. And in the second example, our A is 5. 5 is multiplying y squared, and our B is 7. And 7 is multiplying y. Alright, so in these two examples, our C is not defined. Okay, and that makes it 0. So here also, we can have 9x squared minus 36. So B is not expressed. Why? We are not having any expression of B. We're not having any expression of x. What we have here makes B to be equal to 0. And here also B is 0. Why? Now, let's look at this example. Example 1. Find the value of A, B, C in the following. So in A, we have 2r minus 5 and r minus 5. So I want to get the value of A, B, and C and all that. So let's move to the solution. 2 factorial and expand. We expand it and we get quadratic expression. So from the quadratic expression, we get the value of our A, B, and C. So how do we do that? If you remember expansion in our first example, so go back there. So you bring out the 2r here, and write out r minus 5 next. So you bring out the minus 5 and write out r minus 5. Okay, so everything is bringing out 2r squared from 2r, and I'm having minus 10r from 2r and minus 5. The same thing here, minus 5 and r, and then minus 5 and minus 5. It gives 25. That is understood. I believe it must be understood. So, simplifying what I have here, minus 10r and minus 5r, that I can sum up. That is the like terms I have in the expression. So, I'm having minus 15r. So, this is 2r minus 15r then plus 25. So they are already expressed in form of AS squared plus BS plus C. So now looking at them, what do you now think is our A? What do you think is our B? What do you think is our C? Even with the color match, you should be able to say what A is. So look at A here now. A here is a coefficient of S squared. So the same thing here, A is going to be the coefficient of R squared. So it means our A is equal to 2. Okay, it means our A is going to be equal to 2. Now coming here, B. Our B here is the coefficient of x. So B is also going to be the coefficient of r here. And the coefficient of r here is going to be minus 15. It's going to be negative 15. And we have it this way. We have it like this. And our C is just going to be 25 or positive 25. Just like this. Any question? Just leave it at the comment box. I'll be there to attend. Alright, now we come to B. This is 2h squared plus h minus 15. Okay, 2h squared plus h minus 15. So what do you think that's going to be? So here we don't need to expand. It is already in quadratic expression. Comparing it to this format. So here is going to be AS squared plus BS plus C. So what do you think our A will be for the color match? 2 is doing the work of A here, so it means that our A is equal to 2. Then our B is going to be equal to what? There is an invisible 1 multiplying H here. That is doing the work of B. Okay? There is an invisible 1 here multiplying H. That is doing the work of B. That makes our B equal to 1. Why? Because 1 times H, or 1 multiplied by H, that is H. Okay? So the coefficient of H here is not 0, is 1. If it were to be 0, then H wouldn't have been expressed at all. Take note of that. And our C here is minus 15. Please, make sure you understand that. If you need more explanation, leave it at the comment box. So now here is example C. Here is m squared plus 7m. M squared plus 7m. So what is our A going to be? Our A is going to be the coefficient of m squared. Our variable here is m. What do you think that will be? Comparing it with this general expression. So it means our A is going to be what? 1. Invisible 1 is multiplying m squared. Now our B is going to be what? Plus 7. And our C is not expressed. We'll move on to D. Alright, now in example D, like there is a kind of rearrangement where we need to be very careful. Okay, always remember your A is the coefficient of your variable raised to the power of 2. That is your A. Is always the coefficient of your variable raised to the power of 2. So our variable here raised to the power of 2 is q squared. So now the coefficient of q squared is what? Anybody? Is 2, and that is your A. Your A is not 6. Be careful. Okay? The coefficient of q squared is A. Okay? And that makes your A to be equal to 2. Okay? Now let's rearrange. Comparing this with this, okay, if we should rearrange, then we're going to be having 2q squared. We want it to match this arrangement. It's going to be 2q squared minus q, then plus 6 in this format. Rearranging these in this format, we're going to have this. And with this, what do you think our A will be? Then our A is going to be what? 2. And what is our B going to be? Our B is a coefficient of q, right? That's minus 1. And our C is going to be what? 6. And that's the answer. So now E. The same way here, this is rearranged. It's not arranged in order. Comparing it with this solution, the A in this question is 2. Then what is our B going to be? B is going to be 9. And our C is going to be what? Minus 7. Okay, we'll move on to health. So this is 9r squared minus 100. What is our A going to be? Okay, so comparing it with this format, that's going to be A r squared plus C. So in this format, we are not having B, or our B is not expressed. Okay, why? We are not having R, no R. So what is our B? Our B will be equal to 0. Why? R is not expressed. We only have R squared and a constant. Then our C will be minus 100. This is understood. I know. If not, let me know in the comment box. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumb up. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you attend the question under the lecture. I'm always after that. Okay? And if there is anything that is not understood, leave it at the comment box. Or you can give me a phone call or access me through my WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm always there for you. Alright, take good care of yourself.